Next up at UFC Vegas 87, we have Christian Leroy Duncan taking on Claudio Ribeiro, or Ribeiro. Christian Leroy Duncan, 9-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that knockout win over Dennis Tululin. He's taking on Claudio Ribeiro, 11-4 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that second round KO loss to Roman Kopylov. Can you be done with these cards already? It's very distracting.
This is like the over-under TikToks. You're talking, and I'm doing the cards.
Yeah, those are brutal. Everybody hates watching somebody and then like a car going through a maze for some reason. Nobody likes that.
That's why they're so popular, because people like to watch stuff.
They're popular because it's stolen content and they need to put something on the screen.
No,
so
it's like ADHD type stuff. It's so you can watch something while you're listening to like a regular, like just a boring podcast. You don't understand that?
I completely disagree. And this is not a boring podcast.
Well, half the time it is.
The first half of every breakdown's kind of boring. Anyway, we got Christian Leroy Duncan. This guy's a high-pressure fighter. 8 finishes and 9 wins, multiple regional championships. He has 2 wins in the UFC. Powerful striker, comes forward, good pressure, speed. He's pretty creative with his strikes. He throws anything and everything at his opponents. He has no regard for what comes back his way. He can be wild, sometimes very sloppy, but he is incredibly dangerous on the feet, and he's got solid ground and pound if he ends up on top. He's coming off that bounce-back win over Dennis Tululin, where he was able to get the job done in the second round. And like Duncan, Claudio Ribeiro is also insanely powerful and also a striker. He can put you out with both hands while marching forward and bombing away. He doesn't care what comes back his way either. Both of these guys are willing to stand there in a firefight and make something happen. Claudio Ribeiro has a professional boxing background. It does show in some of his fights. The easy path would be to take him down, but he's got pretty good hips and very solid takedown at 75%. Even if that does fail him, he does work his way back up to his feet pretty quickly. He's coming off that second round knockout loss to Roman Kopylov, where he did have some early success, and he won the first round on 2 judges' scorecards. We already saw this one.
I know, but somebody's in the chat that I needed to show. Will you just keep doing what you're doing and stop being like a little puppy? You're being so distracted. Yeah, you're a little puppy.
You're literally throwing shiny things up on the screen.
Yeah, I got something big and shiny too. I can show you.
Why is it shiny? Why is it shiny?
You don't baby oil your dick?
Both these guys are essentially mirror images of each other.
4 million views, huh? How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah. How did that
These guys are essentially mirror images of each other, at least as far as the danger and the recklessness is concerned. That's why I am surprised that Duncan's a good-sized favorite here. He was minus 225 when I did my quick picks on Sunday. He's now chilling at minus 300. And of course, Duncan can win this fight. He probably does win this fight. He's a dangerous striker. Claudio gets put out. But Christian can also lose because sometimes he tries too hard and he gets hit in the process. Go watch that loss to Armen Petrosyan. He was getting too fancy, too stupid, and lost to the basics. And if he plays those games, well, Claudio Ribeiro can actually catch him spinning around or doing something he shouldn't be doing. Shut up. Christian Leroy Duncan is the more technical fighter. He should win here. He is going to be the pick, but Claudio is also very dangerous. I do not think this fight goes the distance. What do you think, Bombelotes?
Got an auto. There you go.
Of Armen Petrosky. Didn't he just let us all down?
Andre Petrosky?
Yeah.
He got fucking smoked on that short notice, whatever. I mean, that...
Oh, yeah. Who did it?
Don't get me started here.
Who beat his ass?
It was,
I remember being disappointed in that
Oh, stop.
Well.
It was, fucking... It was just a nice, clean right hand. Just fucking sat his ass down.
Let's see.
Michelle Pajeda. Yeah, Michelle Pajeda.
Yeah, Michelle Pajeda did it. That's right. Yeah, 1 minute into the first round. All right, go ahead.
People are like, Petrosky's going to wrestle him. I will say this for this fight. I get that CLD is the favorite, right? He is probably the better fighter. And I'm going to go against myself here a little bit because I always say, why would you pick against the better fighter? But sometimes the better fighter doesn't do what he's really supposed to do, or he does things a little bit weird. And I would say that CLD is one of those guys that he is good, but this dude thinks he's fucking really good. And I'm talking about really good. I mean, he will just stand in front of you with his hands down and then try to do like a spinning wheel kick or a fucking flying knee just randomly at random times. And because of that, he does get hit randomly at random times. He's shown a pretty good chin, and he is 9-1, so it seems like it's working for him up to this point. But he lost a decision because he just wasn't doing enough and was just kind of trying to be that crazy dude the entire time. And his fight IQ to me is not very good. Claudio is what he is. He is a brawler. He's going to wait and wait and wait to throw one punch at a time. But if he lands that one punch, he's going to be fucking all over you. The issue with Claudio is he'll land that one punch, blitz you in, pop, pop. He's probably one more shot from putting you away, and then he'll shoot a takedown. It seems like every single time he just randomly shoots a takedown. So Claudio is also a hard guy to trust as well. But I think that in this matchup, he is going to be able to find a shot because Christian gets hit. He fights with his hands low, and I'm going to take a little bit of the value play in Claudio. I'm not playing money line or anything crazy. I'm getting more specific. I'm playing knockout for Claudio, just very small. I think he can find the shot. I think he is going to win this fight, but, I mean, CLD's the better fighter, so, honestly, CLD should win, but, paying minus 300 for CLD, I wouldn't do that.
I get it. People are insanely confident in Christian Leroy Duncan. And he's as you said, he's the better fighter in this matchup, but we watched in that fight with Dennis Tululin. Or sorry, not Dennis Tululin, but Armin Petrosky before the Dennis Tululin fight. He lost to basics. He lost to just like 1-2s and he just lost to clean striking because he was doing stupid shit. He is the better fighter here. He should absolutely win. We've seen Claudio put out before. Probably gets put out again. But if he doesn't, Christian does. I do think this fight does not go the distance under 2.5. Makes a lot of sense here if that's the line that you've got going on. Are you looking at the odds on that? Is that what the turn was?
Minus 400 does not go the distance.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. But $8,900 in DraftKings is tricky because if he wins, he's definitely going to be worth that money. I do think he wins. He's probably worth that money. And there's a lot of egregious price tags on this card because a lot of big favorites. And there's a lot of people that should just be okay favorites that have turned into big favorites. And I think it's people trying to recoup some money from last weekend and stuff like that. But if you do want to...
Jesus Christ, loaded. Thank God we got the Lion King because it was loaded with favorites, basically.
Yes. No, this was definitely... And you know what's brutal? So the last... I think the last two cards, it was something like there's 24 fights in the last two cards. 20 favorites have won in the last two cards. 20 favorites of 24 fights. This card, most of the favorites should win, and watch it just be on wild underdogs all over the place. Just to remind everybody that betting on MMA is crazy.
Remind me of a girl that I once knew. See her face whenever
I was like, all right, that wasn't so bad.
I look at you, wouldn't believe all of the things she put me through.
We're going to get a lot of Jacob is annoying comments.
We're going to get some copyright strikes is what we're going to
get. Anyway, if you want to unlock all the picks, the bet around 9 leans, and the safety parlay for UFC Vegas 87, you can do that now. It's only $10 a month. And the safety parlay continues to be stable. We did miss last week, but we have hit 9 of the last 10. 9 of the last 10 in a volatile sport like this is absolutely insane. WeWantPicks.com.
Well,
click become a member at the top.
I just want to say nice job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I do need it to get back on track, though. We do have a couple of super chats. Ryan Godwin.
Holy shit.
$2.99 for Jacob. I don't know what the currency is, but there's $2.99.
And what I say on the live streams, too, is do not fucking donate unless you are already a premium member. You might as well just become a premium member first, get something for return for your money, and then you can start donating. That's what I would recommend.
I mean, that does make sense. Here is $1.99 from the dude skipping to 0409. Thoughts on skipping to 0409? Oh, the
April 9th?
March dates?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, thoughts on Poirier Saint Denis? Thanks in advance. I mean, we're going to break down that card next week. Personally, I think Saint Denis steamrolls him.
Do you know what Dominic Cruz called Benoit Saint Denis?
But
he called him Benoit Saint Denis.
Jesus Christ! I thought Dominic Cruz was like educated,
and he was serious.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy for him.
And he was serious.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Benoit absolutely smokes him. So, yeah. Who's that? There we go. Ooh,
Look, Greg
damn.
Hardy. That's a cool card, honestly.
That is a cool
That was a
card.
badass knockout.
I can't believe you're still opening this shit.
Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.